Hi, I'm Bran, and I love UpTV movies.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like UpTV movies.
Okay. I'm Dan, and I despise UpTV movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Wow! Bramble Fest 2022 in the house!
Let's go! Boy, oh boy, Bran. Can you believe it? Bramble Fest 2022 live Deck the Hallmark recording. We did it.
I honestly, I can't believe it, but we are here, so I guess in a sense, I can.
This is good stuff.
Because what is belief?
Amen.
Amen.
That's good.
Thank you.
Amen.
And that brings us to UpTV. We're talking about UpTV this week, which is something we've
Never done.
And so we
thought for the live show.
For Panda's last show.
For Panda's last show.
Yep.
We should just do UpTV.
We should do UpTV.
That's right.
Let's not do Hallmark.
And for no other reason. Those were the reasons.
Those were the...
For Bramble Fest and Panda's last show, it was like, you know, who knows what's airing on Hallmark? Let's do UpTV.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. I got to tell you, it's been a blast this weekend, fellas, hasn't it?
It's been so much fun.
We've had Andrew Walker's been here all weekend.
Yes.
Antonio Caon has been here all weekend. Patrick Serrano has been here all weekend.
Lifetime Uncorked.
Alonso Dorada has been here all weekend.
Yes.
And the star of the engagement plot, Jax, has been here all weekend.
Yes.
What a day. Now, I see you're doing something over there.
I baked this at home. I did not. One of our double-deckers, Meredith, claims that if you don't like fruitcake, you've not had good fruitcake.
Right. Ooh. Great.
And her mom, Bev, makes the best fruitcake, of which she has given us some. So we are going to all not only taste the fruitcake, but bring up regular contributor, co-host, film reviews editor of The Wrap, Alonso Duralde.
Yeah,
Come on up, buddy.
And a fruitcake fan.
Yes, he is the guy that's like,
He's been pushing fruitcake for years.
Yeah.
He's saying there is a fruitcake revolution that we are in the midst of.
I did see them live. This netting, I'm supposed to take that off as well? Okay, you want to hold this, buddy?
I would love to.
It's a netting situation. What type of net we got there? Is that
you will stand with the fruitcake revolution, or you will be crushed in the streets. Oh, sure, yeah. Oh.
Now, is there anything we need to know about this fruitcake and like what makes it special? Lots of brandy? Lots of brandy and no candy fruit? And Bev's love. I love the name Bev. I wish all moms were named Bev. All right.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's eat.
Let's eat.
So I'll say this. The cake is very moist. It's a good cake. Occasionally, there's something about the weird, like, it's not a crunch, but that texture when you chew fruit that's been like in things. Oh, it's a walnut. Then it's not a fruit at all. That throws me off a little bit. I don't know that it's my thing, but it certainly doesn't live up to the fruitcake is terrible and just gets passed around as a gift. Like, I can understand how people would enjoy this, even if that people isn't this people. Duralde?
I hate to be that guy eating on a microphone, because I know there are people who tune out of podcasts for that. This is delicious. As I try to tell you, I think fruitcake got a bad rap from all of horrifying bright red and green cherries. And, you know, I grew up in Georgia, the Claxton fruitcake that you would always give to your teacher, which always seemed kind of passive-aggressive to me. But actual homemade fruitcake with good fruit and good nuts and booze is dynamite. And this is delicious stuff. So thank you, Bev.
Yeah.
Well done. I approve.
This is only my second fruitcake I've ever had, second slice of it. And the first slice I ever had was about 15 years ago, and I gagged. So this is delicious. Like, this is wonderful. Yes, I did not gag. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, Bran, the fruitcake that you made in July, you brought out so we could try that as well. Bring that on out now. Is it
It
in
got
the back?
lost in the
Nope.
the drive over from.
Oh, you didn't
my
make
house.
it. Huh? Okay,
Yeah.
good talk.
Oh, I love Bev so much. I love Bev so much.
She's wonderful.
I love Bev so much, and I love Bev so much. I love Bev so much. Are we ready to talk about the engagement plot? Are we ready to talk about the engagement plot? I think we are.
Yeah.
do this.
The engagement plot originally aired on August 21st, 2022.
2022, float me a nap. I bought just a Bramble Fest ticket, Bran. There was a secret promo code for the year, and I said, give it to me.
How much was it?
It was 12 racks of ribs.
I don't know what that is.
Use your chart. Use your chart. There's a rib to dollar chart.
That's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad
It's
deal.
not a bad deal.
You know what would make it sublime?
What's that?
Float me a nap.
Oh,
no. Oh, my God. Oh. You know what?
Wow. And Rippy, I just want on the record, I planned that.
You did no such thing. You'd never hand out naps because you don't hand them out to me. You just let me sit here with sticky hands.
But what about the nice people?
Those nice people are picking up your slack again. You're dropping slack all over the place. Here a slack, there a slack, everywhere a slack. You're slack dropper. You're a slack dropper. That sounds dirty.
Rippy,
Can you get on with it? Get on with it.
Thank you, Rippy.
Flow me a nap.
It originally,
Actually, that fruitcake, I'm going to use one of these naps.
it originally aired on August 21st, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Meet Will Preston. He is filthy rich, and he is the lead in a reality television program called The Price of Love. It's a reality show where he's looking for love. It's the start of the show, and he's meeting all the girls. They're all snooty and blah. We don't like them, but we do meet Hannah Knight. She's a down-to-earth teacher who loves the Lord and
Amen.
catches his eye. The other contestants call her Holy Hannah, and she's like, may God have mercy on your soul. It is time for him to make the first cuts to narrow the field down from 10 to 8, and you're like, this is going to be a long movie. One by one, they come forward. He gives them a medallion, puts it around their neck. The last girl called is someone who's really caught his eye. Holy Hannah Knight. Hannah calls her best friend Carly. Hey. Who, I gotta say, I don't know Carly personally or anything, but she seems like she's just the best person.
She really does.
She really does. That's
Top
true.
notch.
You can see it. It's
You
in the
can see it.
performance. Like, you
It's
can
in the
see it her
performance.
soul. Yeah.
Hannah and Will take a stroll through the woods and talk about eating desserts and stuff. When a producer asks if she is falling for Will, she says, I don't care that he's rich. I care that he listens and respects my faith. So yeah, I'd say. The producer is talking to his boss, and she's like, he cannot end up with Holy Hannah. It's time for Will to meet the families, and he's just having an absolute blast chatting it up with Hannah's dad. After the cameras stop rolling, she's talking to her dad, and she says, I'm falling for him, but I don't even know how this could possibly work out. He's like so different, but yeah, I think I kind of love the guy. The producer listens in. It's time for the final pick. It's between Kelsey and Hannah. The producer says that he heard Hannah say that there's no way that they could end up together because they come from such different backgrounds. Will finds this out. It gets him thinking, can this work? He says no. It's time for the final pick, and he proposes to Kelsey. She says yes, and we hate it. Flash forward 4 months, Will goes into a board meeting and has to explain why BuzzFeed is saying he's broken up with Kelsey because now it's affecting sales. He says, yes, Kelsey broke up with me because my company was collapsing thanks to the internet, falling in love with Hannah and turning on me. His board says, we have an idea. Cut to Hannah. She's teaching her class of students, and the students love spilling the tea about Will and Kelsey and how they split. She's like, what? Get out of here. Hannah's dad is driving one night and sees a broken down car. He stops, and son of a gun, it's Will. He brings Will to his house, and when Hannah sees him, she promptly leaves. He stays the night at her dad's and sleeps on the couch. Hannah goes home, looks at social media, and feels empowered, like we all do, I think, personally. That's my experience, at least. The next day, she agrees to go for a walk, and he apologizes, and she tells him what else she said in the conversation with her dad, and he's like, well, that would have been good information to know. That's a real bummer. So here's the deal. My business is struggling. I got an idea. Want to get engaged? It's just a marketing ploy. And so once the business is back up and running, you can go back to living your life or whatever, but this is all about business. And she's like, hard pass for me. That doesn't stop Will from sticking around because his car is still broken. What can you do? His hands are tied. So he goes fishing with Hannah's dad, and he's like, ugh, I just hate that I did this to her. And dad says, if I know Hannah, if she's closed the door, it's unlikely she'll reopen it. But if she does, it would be because you actually wanted to get to know her. Hannah's amazing, just wonderful, truly delightful friend is like, hey, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should get some money. Big whoop, it's whatever. And she's like, I don't know. But then Hannah gets home and sees a stack of bills, unpaid. Uh-oh, I guess she has no choice. She's in for the engagement plot. They get back out of a car into the city. They're greeted by all the press. They confirm they're dating, and she kisses him real big ones. And then they go ring shopping, but the one that she wants is too cheap, so they have to go with a real big boy. No one wants that. One night after dinner, Will gets ambushed in an alley by the TV producer saying that he knows that this is fake, and if they don't do an interview, he's gonna leak it to social media. She goes wedding dress shopping with his mom, and when Will sees it, he's like, "Auga!" And then somehow they end up kissing, because why the heck not? Hannah agrees to do the interview with Will, but turns out Kelsey got an invite too. And Kelsey says she heard the rumor about the engagement plot. Will is like, okay, it's true, but we are actually in love. But then Kelsey says, I know when you're lying. And they start arguing, so Hannah's like, stop it, everyone. I'm gonna tell you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me, Andrew Walker.
Okay.
So she tells the truth, and then she leaves. Her dad gives an inspirational speech, and Will resigns from his company. He calls her and is like, I told you that I wouldn't just show up anymore, but do you want to talk? And she's like, okay. And he says, look up. And he's there, and we're fine with it. They take a stroll down the street, and he says he wants to help save her dad's store with all the money. And she's like, wow, you are sweet and compassionate. He ends up proposing with the original ring that she liked. She says yes, and that, my friends, was the engagement plot.
We
Wow.
did it.
Yes,
We did do it.
Yeah, we did.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Oh, fantastic.
We gotta pay the electricity bill.
WC.
Yeah.
Here on Deck the Hallmark. We're back.
You know what's wild is that ZocDoc ad was just someone sneezing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it was.
But I think the message.
Yeah, we
got the
just
message.
shortened it down to a sneeze, and I believe it was Tracy, who's the producer,
Yeah.
who's not even supposed to sneeze.
What do you mean not supposed to?
Like
How do you,
if-
can you stop sneezes, Dan? Are you able to stop sneezes, Dan?
I've never stopped your sneezes. No.
What about your sneeze?
I mean, I feel like you can stop if
Oh,
you
are
need
you
to.
God now?
You can at least mute your mic, right?
I could have done that, yes.
Okay. That's all I needed.
It's time to break down the engagement plots. We are going to do that with 4 segments. We're going to start with the hot take. Now, I just got word from the 1993 TV guy
Oh, this is big. You've been waiting on this one. You've been waiting on this one, buddy.
Please, Lord.
that Panda is going to be 2022's hottest taker.
Yes.
Yeah, I did it.
But only if he nails this one.
Oh, man. A lot of
It
pressure
all comes
here.
down
a lot
to
of
this.
pressure.
Panda,
Okay.
what did you think of the engagement plot?
Guys, listen. This is an UpTV movie. I've never seen one before. And what can I say? It landed the plane for me. Absolutely. Let me tell you why. This is important. All right? First of all, it met me as a spiritual place where Hallmark has not yet met me, and that is, it gave me a fall movie. This is a fall movie.
I guess kind of.
No, they were in coats. There were hats.
There were hats.
Lord, there were a lot of hats.
Lord knows there were hats.
There were hats galore.
Yes. There's not a shortage of hats.
There were apples and coats
And there were,
and leaves that were not all green.
Yes.
And so it worked for me. Listen, this movie is wild. I really thought that this was going to be the reality show the whole time. And then all of a sudden, they twist that, and then it's just, I didn't know what to expect. So I really enjoyed that. This is my favorite Rachel Boston performance. She is so charming in this movie. Her friend, pretty good too. I like Carly a lot as well. She's great. So good. So yeah, guys, man, for our fall set of movies, it's #1. So catch up, Hallmark.
1 of 1, correct?
Well,
Yeah.
#1, Dan.
Number 1.
Yeah. I gotta say, this movie is wild. It just twists and it turns and then it turns again. You know, I love a good fake, not a fake engagement, but a fake relationship just in general movie. And so that worked for me. And I gotta say, there was just something about this movie that just hit on every cylinder. And I had an absolute blast. It could have been The Company, that is pretty decent. It could have been the fact that my friend Jax was in the movie.
Yeah.
It could have been the fact that, I don't know, I was just feeling good today. But all the things lined up, I love this movie.
Yeah, of course you both loved it. This is going to be tough. You know, this is the first time we reviewed a movie where the actor's in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I will say this, when it started off and like rifled through the reality show, I was like, this movie doesn't know what it's doing. And then over the next hour, that proved to be correct. Because it was atrocious. Listen, I'm sorry. There are some bright shining moments, including our beloved Jacqueline Collier for sure, but there are a buffet of accents in this movie. And some of the actors went to the buffet for seconds and thirds, which was confusing to all of us. I feel like they didn't make the most of their low-budget locale. Rachel Boston was really, really solid. Jax, I did really enjoy what you brought. But all in all, definitely 83 minutes that I want back.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I also think it was more like 85 minutes, if that, it was one a little longer.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's 85. It did feel it. It felt every bit of it. You know what I've learned is doing these live at Bramble Fest, I get booed a lot in the Deck the Hallmark segment. And that's okay. That's okay.
Well,
Thank
let's
you.
see, Dan, if you
That's
can
right.
redeem yourself with some feels. It's time for all the feels. It's part of the show we talk about what in this movie gave us all of those feels. Panda, any feels for you?
I absolutely love Rachel Boston's character. She is sassy, and one of my favorite scenes is when what's his name? Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. And what's his name in the movie? Will comes to her house, and she just keeps saying no. That's hilarious. I love that. I got teacher feels in the classroom. Those kids are adorable. I could have watched more classroom scenes. Those kids are great. Yeah.
I just want to say really quickly, to the fall of this movie, the scenery in this movie was gorgy, right? It was amazing. Gorgy sounds, it was great. It was gorgeous.
It was gorgy.
I was trying a new thing. I realized it didn't work.
Don't feel good about gorgy.
I caught it before I stuck with it. The scenery was gorgeous. I agree. I thought there was a lot of like witty, quick ones that were like really unique and really fun to this movie in particular. But give me that scenery all day long, and as Panda likes to say, twice on Sundays.
Twice on Sunday. Yeah, I got a couple. This kid in Hannah's 5th grade class is just fantastic. I mean, just the sass, the attitude, the opinion. She's wonderful. I would have liked to see more class scenes, but it's tough when you're a teacher that only teaches one day a year. We'll get to that later. I do love that our beloved Jacqueline Collier is put into that box of having to be the quirky best friend, which is tough because you only have a few scenes, but you're supposed to be there to be quirky. But she does get to deliver one slow motion, oh my Lord line that I found to be great. And it was even better when Trevor Donovan tried to deliver it later in the movie. Jacqueline's was better when Trevor Donovan tried to deliver it later in the movie. So yeah, those two. Those are my two feels.
Shall we take one more quick break and we'll come back with the wait what?
We can, sure, absolutely.
Okay, let's see who sneezes this time.
Okay. Not you.
Rick, was that you?
I am really sorry. I had a different brand of cigarette. It was wild, but I did watch this movie. I got to say,
Why aren't you at Boss Baby Fest?
it ended early. The Boss Babies got tired. And then there was a little bit of problem with the film. We were showing a bootleg copy from Fitzy's that we had recorded.
Why did you need to get bootleg copies?
Because bootleg copies are inherently better. They get the shaky cam. It's in like a real cinema. You want to get that full experience on that tube TV at the Red Roof Inn. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, which
Right?
is a shame.
Yeah, that's the good
Boss
stuff.
Baby Fest was delightful. I stole away for a few minutes
You
earlier.
came
It was
over.
wonderful.
You had
It
a
was great.
ciggy or two.
Wow.
Look, they had ashtrays. Come on, yeah. And not in the baby room, of course. We're here.
Is that a problem though with the fact that they're
Conjoining rooms? Yeah, you
Smoke
said it.
doesn't cross the line.
No. Smoke doesn't. There's a door.
That's right.
There's a door there.
Snakes don't cross the line. That's exactly right. This is exactly
right.
It's time for the Wait What. It's the part of the show we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? Panda, anything?
At one point, Hannah says, it's a castle. I don't get great cell phone reception. And I guess
And then proceeds
you
to.
have a great cell phone conversation. I mean, it's crystal clear. So
It's perfect.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Just a thing. Will says at one point, I don't see my family very often. I live an hour away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's on you.
Yeah.
That's a choice you're making. The other thing is in the candy apple store, her dad, he's delightful, first of all. I really like her dad. He's a little odd. He's a little odd, but I like him. But on the pin board right behind him, there's a sign that just says cream and sugar. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would have a sign that just says cream and sugar up there. But it's there, and I appreciate it. And then finally, do you have? If you had a, let me ask you, if you had a restaurant, would you have a sign that just said cream and sugar?
It's a great wait what, Panda. Don't let him tell you.
It's great.
I'm down.
It's great.
And then finally, I want to go back to the cream and sugar real quick. Because I don't think you guys saw what I saw. It just said cream and sugar.
Right.
Never mind. All right. Finally, there's a priest. He just grabs an apple and just nods and walks out.
That's right.
He doesn't even say anything, and I want to know more about that guy.
Well, it looks like he's about to get a tray of 6. Like he's handing the 6, and
And
he's
then
like,
he
just one for me today.
And then he just stares at him. It's a nod. I feel like something shady is going on.
Some poor extra. He's a real
No.
Father Randy? Man, unbelievable.
Love Father Randy.
Oh, good gosh.
Yeah. He works
Now
for
he's a
Apple's.
real priest. Don't you feel terrible about yourself?
It said cream and sugar. I just want to repeat that.
Just cream and sugar. That's it. I'm now aware of why the Bachelor shows like do roses or something. Necklaces are very like
There's a lot happening
that could get lengthy.
That's right.
You're like trying to do the thing. That's a lot to do for 8 girls in a row. That's a
Yes.
lot of doing this. There's a lot of it's elaborate thing instead of just handing somebody like a hey, here you're moving on. You did it. Congratulations. I want to know about the hat budget in this movie.
Yeah. This is why the rest of the budget was so small. It was like, well, we need $1 million for hats, duh. What do we got left? Oh.
Jax, did you have to bring your own hat? Okay. Do you want to come up here real quick? Come on. Give us that hat info.
Okay, so Rachel, they purchased a hat for her, and it looked cute. So I bought my own hat and asked if I could wear it in the movie. They said yes. Then the other girl in the movie that was wearing a hat saw that I was wearing a hat and Rachel was wearing a hat. She bought her own hat and asked if she could wear it in the movie. And then they're like, I guess this is the thing we do. And they got Rachel 2 more hats. And I think it worked out.
So this is your fault, is what you're saying. You're responsible for the hat debacle in this movie. You.
Well, I do have a question, though. Do you think this movie, we could poll the audience as well,
no.
did it have more hats or more accents?
Ooh, baby.
Good question. That's a good question.
Oh,
That's a
it's
good
accents. I mean, I'll get to my way what's in a second, but his driver had more accents than hats in the movie. I mean,
That's exactly right.
What do you want?
At one point, Will talking to. Should I pause? Is this important?
Yeah, Jessica and I are just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay,
forward.
I'm
You're
so
good.
sorry. I'm sure it was really great. I just
No,
didn't
it's
know.
good stuff.
I didn't know.
It'll translate really well when people are listening in their cars.
Yeah.
The one side of our conversation. It's
love
going to
it.
go great.
They're gonna love it. He says to her, "I guess you heard we broke up." To which she says, "Only lost civilizations haven't." Well, just a day ago, you didn't know. 8-year-olds had to tell you.
That's right.
8-year-olds.
Well,
8-year-olds. Only late. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I just want to point out, like, he could have called his driver at any point in time.
Yep.
The driver that he has, ready to go at a moment's notice, could have come and picked him up at any point in time. Why did they? If you couldn't buy the cheap ring, why show the poor girl the cheap ring?
I don't get it.
That is cruel and
understand
unusual punishment. You just show the ones that you have to do. I'm not a big. I don't know. I don't make movies, Andrew. But everything I've ever known about them is that when someone behind the camera counts down, they don't say like 1 really loudly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. No, I'm good.
I knew we were in for a treat when early on Will and Hannah are having a moment and they show a montage of them together of clips we've not seen yet. I don't know if you caught that, but there's a whole montage of clips of them doing something that has never been established for us in this film. So they just skip straight to the point where they've got chemistry, I guess. This driver's accent there should be a dissertation on this thing. I feel like he's making audition tapes for 6 different films in 5 different countries. He goes all over the map and ends at Scarface. It was impressive. The amount of time in every scene to go, what's my choice here? Like I was blown away by it. I just couldn't believe it. Can we talk about the aggressive foot shot of Trevor Donovan in this movie?
That was a lot.
Like the guy or whomever directed this watched a lot of Tarantino and was like, you know what we're gonna do here? Trevor Donovan foot shot, please. Just an establishment shot for the ages.
That's a great toe, though, right?
It is a toe. The dad couldn't be more consistently wrong about his daughter if he tried. He was like, you're not going to talk to her. You'd have better luck getting a hearing impaired yak to talk, which, okay, going after disabled yaks, calm down, first of all. Second of all, she talks to him the next day, and then he's like, well, if she closed the door, she's not going to open it. Well, door just creeps right open. Just read your daughter. Like one time, have you ever met her before? They make such a big deal about him fly fishing with her dad and putting on these wader pants for them to go down to the creek and stand on the land. They're waders, not standers. You could have stood in your cargo shorts, Dad. If you put on the waders, get in the water. Are you kidding me right now? They even make a point for her to go, you putting on the pants? And they're like, they're waders. Like, all right, fly fish extraordinaire. And then you get down there and you're like, no, we're good. We don't want to get wet. Not in this scene. Don't have the budget for it. Spend it on hats. It was uncanny. I kept waiting for them to stop practicing casting and get in the water. I'm like, oh no, this is them fishing. This is it. This is the whole scene. We did it somehow. I'm impressed with this film's commitment to not show screens. Every time there's FaceTime, you never see anyone on a screen. You just see like Jack staring at the camera. That she's doing a great job. And you see, Rachel Boston staring at her phone, but you never do the thing where you see the actual FaceTime conversation because it's not happening. It's not happening. They're not even trying to make it look like it's happening. And then lastly, and you did point this out in the synopsis, but this is the wait what of the movie, in my opinion. This producer is an esteemed producer of reality television. He has apparently contractual rights to 18 months of relationship data and coverage of this dude after the show ends. That all seems above board. Does he have his people call Trev's people? No. Does he send an email, a fax, a memo? No. He jumps him in a back alley. He shows up in bright white and goes, listen here, punk. Like, what's the play there? What's the play? Like, are you going to murder him? Like, what are you doing? Like, they were like, well, how do we get this scene done? Well, what if he tries to mug him? What if the producer just tries to mug him? That'll work. Yeah, that's all I got.
I just love that guy was back there after he had dinner. Like, I know where he's going to go right after this dinner. Yeah. The back alley. That's where he will never know I'm there. It's time for what's typically called the Hallmark. I think maybe this should be like, what's up with that?
What's up with what? What did you say?
Instead of what the Hallmark, like, what up with that?
What up with that? Is that what we're calling it?
Because it's UpTV.
What up with that's really good. I like it.
Thanks.
What up with that? What up with that?
Ooh-wee. What's up with that? What's up with that? I said, what's up? I said, what's up?
With that?
Sorry.
What's that? Did you say what's that?
Yeah, I did.
What's that?
I did. What's that?
It was so good to then, too.
Panda, what are you still wondering about that you would like some resolution?
Really just 2 things,
okay.
Brian. First of all, I'm confused about how much money Will has throughout this entire movie. Because there are times where it seems as if he's really on the rocks. Like, he's not going to be able to even call an Uber to drive him 200 miles. Like, and granted, that's not a cheap bill, but, I mean, he's in theory a millionaire, so I'm not sure. But then there's other times where he has, it seems like a fair amount of money. But then at the very end, he says, you know, I had a lot of money that was offered to me.
Nah.
And I don't think I'm going to take it.
No.
Instead, I'm going to take a part of it because that's cool. And that's a choice.
That's a choice. Yeah.
It's not a choice I would make, but
It's a choice. It's a choice.
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
I am fascinated with the decision that was made. In the interview that they're doing, the post interview after he gets jumped in the alley, they bring out Kelsey.
Yeah.
And Kelsey sits down, and 2 times they cut to this like GoPro shot attached to a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And like at one point, he like looks up and says, "I'm not doing it for your blog." Like, does she have a past with this? Like, is she always going into rooms and just putting cameras on ceiling fans? That's her thing? What was that? And why did he know the camera was there? They're not bothering anyone
looked
else.
up earlier.
She looked up earlier.
But why?
My thing was the camera, when you saw the camera shot, it looked the same as the cameras they were filming the reality show with.
So I was confused about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Why
yeah,
is there
that
a
makes
camera up
sense.
there?
She thought that was the best angle, way up high. Yeah,
Typically
for
is.
sure.
Which actually is how Virtual's watching us right now.
Yeah, hey guys.
What a great shot.
Your 3 million followers. I need to know more information about this dad. He gives a heck of a speech. He really does. He went all in on that speech. It worked really well. But is he the worst manager of a candy, apple, and cream and sugar shop on the planet? He says, your mom was really good with the books. Okay, so you're not good with money. But he also says, after Hannah was on the reality show, business is better than it's ever been. And then we see that the business is tanking. So what was it like before Hannah went on the show? Was he just not, does he have the money and not pay the bills? Is it like the bills are coming in and he's like, how do I pay these? Let me go swim in my hundreds. Or is it like, why? Like, I'm confused because you can't have both of those things. The business can't be the best it's ever been and you can't pay your bills if you've been open like for years and years and years. So I just wanted to know what went wrong there is what I'm saying.
More than fair. More than fair.
More than fair.
We did it, everybody.
We did it.
Wow.
The engagement plot.
Hey, the engagement plot.
So good.
Now, Panda, I gotta ask you. It's your last show.
Last one.
That's one.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you prepare a double decker of the week?
I think I did, Bran.
You did?
wow.
I did.
Who do we have?
Are we going with
yeah, you got it.
the double decker of the week? The double decker of the week.
Whatever you want.
Did he leave early or not?
He didn't leave early.
He did.
He's here.
He's here. Okay.
No. Yes.
He's here.
Do what you want.
What do you think we should do?
Any of it.
Okay. I do have a double decker of the week, but it's hard to pronounce his name, and I'm usually really good at this. I think it's Italian. It's Daniele Pandolfi. No, Daniel Pandolf. Daniel Pandolf. I don't. I really should have gotten that first name right. It's my name.
Yeah.
I think he does go by Panda, if I'm not mistaken. I
think we sent out some people for research.
We did. We had everybody do the deep dive. It was an exclusive 24-hour Google Plus subscription that expired.
Yes.
Right. But in that time, we did get some information on our double decker of the week, Daniel
That's right.
Pandolf.
So let's kick it over to the people and see what they say.
Oh, we're doing this? Fine. Okay, Panda, you can have your sabbatical. You can step back for a season or two, I guess. And if you're not going to be around, I would be remiss in not thanking you for everything you've done. For creating a safe space for all the socially awkward. For being such a grand leader of all socially awkward. For your open heart. your willingness to laugh. And, oh, that laugh is so infectious. You have our eternal gratitude and our thanks for everything that you've done and all that you've created. But just remember, we're ride or die people here. So you think about that. And don't tell Dan. But you had me at the sewing kit.
Let's face it, if it weren't for you, I never would have come up with this.
Son of a...
So we love you. We're going to miss you. Good luck on your future endeavors.
Oh, Panda, come back soon, Panda. I miss you already. Be well, take care, stay in touch, and can you bring me some eucalyptus leaves? Cause I'm kind of hungry. Oh wait, that's a koala. Never mind.
What I appreciate most about Panda is his opinions on the movies, because I agreed with him way more often than I did with either Bran or Grumpy Dan.
How dare you, Kane?
A great travel movie with a princess theme. It's got a castle. He loves it. Always makes me happy, even if the story has major plot holes.
I just want to thank you for the shout out for House Flipper on the pod a couple weeks ago. Flipper and I are really happy with the feedback. It's been so tremendous that we've been able to hire a couple new employees. Shamu and Willie will be starting next month, and it's going to be sky's the limit.
Panda's really a top shelf, top notch kind of guy. Yeah. I've known him since we were children. We went to nursery school together. We met in the hospital, actually. There was an accident playing hide and seek. We ended up in the peekaboo ICU.
Oh, yes.
Panda, without you, who's going to teach us things like horses are heads and rumps? I'm going to miss you, and I wish you all the best, but your leaving gives me the big sads.
What I really love about you, Panda, is how easily swayed you are, because that's a hard relate for me. You go in and you're absolutely determined that you're on one particular end of an argument, and then somebody says, I don't know, half a sentence, and you end up completely on the other end of it. I love that. I love that. As I say, that's a hard relate for me. So thank you for everything that you are and do. Brian Herald, kick rocks.
Going to miss all the stories that you tell with awkward situations, positions, and conversations. I hope we didn't put you in an awkward position right now. If so, don't blame the double-deckers. And me and my friend here just want to wish you the best of luck. Andrew had to make his appearance here. I know he's here also in person, so I'm just going to, if that's got awkward, I'm sorry.
Just wanted to give a shout out to all the good times you provided over the last 4 years with the Deck the Hallmark podcast. Lots of fun. I truly appreciate the fact that when you made a decision, you stood by it. You didn't allow people to change or influence you one way or the other. I give you lots of credit for that. That's not easy to do with the pressure from Bran and Dan.
Panda, there aren't enough words. I may have cried literal, actual tears when you shared the news, and I'm still completely heartbroken. This podcast has become a bigger part of my life than I ever thought possible. The community that you guys have created is something truly special, and I am forever grateful. Thank you for the laughs, the tears, and everything in between the past 4 years. Now go take care of yourself and your family, and then get your butt back here, because I don't think any of us are accepting this as a permanent resignation.
So what I appreciate most about Panda is his improv skills. He just jumps right in and usually says something quite hilarious, on purpose or by accident. I appreciate it. And the other thing I appreciate is when one of the other guys says something funny, and then in the background you just hear this wheeze that turns into this loud laugh. And I think Panda wins the Best Laugh Award, so I do appreciate that. My favorite memory of Panda's is actually his dance reel. It's minute 16:23. That tour jeté into a fouette turn into a twizzle flip. it brings tears to my eyes. Ask him to reenact it maybe at Bramble Fest. That'd be awesome.
One of my favorite memories of us, I have several, but the first night that we met, we were in Times Square, and it was right before you guys were going to be on Good Morning America. And we recorded a podcast all together, and it was so much fun. And you and I sat together when we were recording the show, and we had so many laughs, and I just felt so instantly connected to you.
And I think my favorite memory with Panda, I gotta go with Lindy Booth.
Hi, Panda. I'm sure there's nothing I can say that everybody else hasn't already said, including how loved you are. We love you. We will miss you. Please come back as much as you can. You bring so much joy to so many people, so thank you. You're our mermaid.
Panda, I hope for the best for you. I have always appreciated your sense of humor and how you stand by it no matter what. It's my favorite thing.
Something that I say frequently, like if I take something hot out of the oven or if I just touch something that's hot, I say hot mama, which is from a story that you told. And you are the reason I started religiously listening to the podcast. One of the first episodes I listened to was the Christmas ring in 2020. And throughout the episode, Bran is asking you to do lists of things. And one of the things is 5 things that you're excited about for spring. And one of your responses is big spring. And just thinking about it makes me laugh. So I encourage you to go back and listen to it because it's really funny.
One of my favorite memories is when you and Dan heroically finished eating the cookies during Cookie Palooza, which was a historic and iconic event, especially in the history of the podcast.
One of the greatest things I think that you've ever done is for my friend Emily. She has her birthday around Christmas time, and she's more on the like side, and one of the favorite for her that you recorded a video for her to wish her a happy birthday.
Panda, thanks for all the laughs, the one-liners, and the fun times. We're going to miss you so much and wish you and your family nothing but blessings in the future.
Hi, Panda. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the laughs and really just for the time that you spent sharing your awesome self with us through the podcast. You are truly one of a kind, and I mean that in the best way possible, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet you at Rama Drama because I think you're just an incredible human being, and I am honored to call you friend, and I wish you the very best. I hope to see you on the Facebook page and in a couple future episodes. Bye.
Hi, I'm Cole. I love Panda because of his unique name and his clap.
Something that I appreciate about Panda is his ability to cultivate and to share joy through both moments of complete honesty and also through off-the-wall, wild, yes and humor. His ability to do that in both ways is something that don't take for granted, and deeply grateful that he's been willing to share with us both on the podcast and off. Thank you, Panda.
I think one of my favorite, most random moments might have been when you asked to take a picture of my shoes to send to your wife. There's definitely a first for everything, but really, all these years of laughter has truly been a delight. It's been definitely like a big fun, maybe 6.
Panda, you basically are my Deck the Hallmark spirit animal. I don't know if it's because we're both a little on the quirky side. I don't know if it's because we were both homeschooled or if it's the Michigan thing, but I've always felt like, okay, since you're the only one that's going to watch this, I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm so glad nobody else is going to see this. You are totally my favorite. And those other guys, they can kick rocks.
Where is it? Where did I... Of course, top shelf, right where you belong. Because you have given me so many hours of laughter, and you're the sweetest guy. That middle chair is never going to be the same without you. So make sure you come back and visit often.
I'm going to miss your laugh every single time one of the guys says something funny. I'm just like, can Brian Harold laugh like that? Like, I don't think so. So, you know, he might need to work on that. But yeah, I really appreciate you and all of your bits, you know, new M, like, I mean, not that you're new M, of course, but like new M will disappear now. He won't come back on the show because he was like, I can't come back on the show because if Panda's not there, then I can't do it. Like, it's part of my contract. So obviously we're gonna lose new M. But in all seriousness, you know, Panda, you're top notch. Some might say that you're top shelf. You're big fun, maybe 6. And all of these things that we say are from you. Like, forget Bran and Dan. Like, you don't need those guys. Like, you're gonna do way better on your own. So you don't need no man.
I really enjoyed listening to him on the podcast, and I'm truly gonna miss his scalding hot takes and all the bits that he comes up with. New M is like one of my all-time favorite bits, and I hope he comes back and visits a lot because I'm definitely gonna miss him.
In your future, I wish many road trips, many castles, and all of the water of comfortable temperature.
Most about Panda is how he's always the mediator and the middle ground of all the feelings towards the movies or situations that he is talking about, just kind of keeping everything level and just kind of always bringing everything back together, and I always appreciated that about Panda.
My favorite memory of you is when you were talking about the M&Ms and how all of the germs fall down to the bottom. This is pre-COVID, but that clearly did not hold up, and I still laugh about it to this day.
I think my favorite memory is probably one of the deep dives you did about Fruit Friends. That was one of the businesses someone was going to start. Send your friend a life-size statue of themselves made out of fruit.
But we will miss you and all of your Google and your Google Plus and everything that goes along with that. And again, best of luck. Bye.
Bye.
I have listened to your podcast through many, many, many miles of training for marathons and 3-day races, and people in the neighborhood are used to seeing me run around laughing like crazy, and they don't know what I'm laughing at. But it's you guys, and you will definitely be missed.
And in the immortal words of Semisonic, I'll leave you with this. I know how I want to close my tabs. I know how I want to close my tabs. I know how I want to close my tabs. Close my tabs. Closing tabs. Panda's new beginning, but he'll be missed here. Thank you so much.
That's better
You'll be
than
missed.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Well, as you can tell, you're not going to be missed at all. Nobody likes you, and you can see yourself out.
Okay.
Buddy, I've always considered you a brother and a friend. I know that won't change with you being gone, but getting to do this and getting to laugh and love and hang out with you, even when we kind of went our separate ways from teaching and working, has been the absolute pleasure of my life. So I appreciate it, and I love you, buddy, so very much, dude.
Love you too, Cliff.
And I'm oddly emotional tonight, and it's not because you're leaving the podcast. It's like you only have like 2 good years left, and
You were
I always
gonna
counted
save this for the funeral, but
yeah,
go
I
ahead
always
right now.
counted on you being here for those 2 years.
Yeah,
and now it's
no,
just
that's
going to be
great.
weird.
Yeah.
So I hate that, but I love you, buddy, and this isn't goodbye. It's just have a good summer into fall. And I do want to know how your weekend was. Just let me know whenever you can. Let me know whatever you can. But thanks, buddy. Love you, buddy.
Just do it.
Oh my goodness.
Speech. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I'm great at improv. This will be amazing. Guys, you have been just a huge blessing. I have just loved being a part of Deck the Hallmark. I love these two guys. They're my two dearest friends in the whole world. And you guys, this community is absolutely, man, it's been a source of encouragement for me. You guys have made some of my tough days really, really good. And you guys are just, man, the reason I want to keep doing this and the reason I want to keep being a part of the Facebook group. And I love you guys, and I mean that sincerely. And I'm proud to be a part of this community, and it's because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you for this. This means more than you guys will ever know. Thank you.
Is that it?
Say what?
Is it time?
I think it's time because we're technically still recording, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready
Hey,
for this one
are
last
you
time,
ready?
buddy?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Should we make him do it solo and make it really weird? We turn out all the lights.
There was a theme of socially awkward in those videos that did make me happy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's it for this episode of Deck the Hallmark. Until next time, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas!